Hello everybody and welcome to another segment of Cooking with Tony. Today at church they had a cabbage soup and I just want to have that for dinner. However, it was kind of bland to me, which is good for the seniors and that, but for me I like a lot of flavor and I'm going to enhance that. So I'm going to make a beef and cabbage soup. So I got myself two and a quarter pounds of lean ground beef or lean beef sirloin, some Matchstick Carrots already, cabbage, my spices, some snap peas, Italian garlic and herb bread, rosemary, beef stock, vegetable stock, and some sun-dried tomatoes with Greek oregano, basil, and garlic, and whole garlic. Clean some garlic here. I take it and just smash it a little, and it makes it easy to peel. Voila. Okay, that's about the amount of garlic we want. Cut the tip off. And because I plan to share some with my mom and she don't like onions, we're going to puree a whole onion so there's no chunks and she can eat it that way. Okay, we want to start by browning our ground beef. Okay, right now, since I'm getting close to my ground beef being almost brown and ready to go, I've taken my garlic and my onion, and again, because my mother can't eat onions and stuff, I'm pureeing it. And the best and easiest way to do it is to take and pour some red wine and puree it with the red wine. That'll help keep it off the sides and pureed. I'm going to also puree my sun-dried tomatoes with the Greek oregano, basil, and garlic because they're kind of chunky too, and even though I want some chunks, I don't want them that big. However, I will not puree it as much as the onions. I just want to chop it up a little bit. And this will release them flavors and let it explode. I don't know what it is about me today, but I am going through a vegetable kick. I had to have garlic butter Brussels sprouts for lunch. I want cabbage for dinner. So, as you can see, those are kind of like nice chunky in that. So, just a little bit, not much, because that would work too, but okay. We're going to put all that in there and work with that. Put my lid back on top. Okay, and that turned that down into nice little diced chunks. You don't have to really make this fine like I would in spaghetti or my other sauces. Little chunks will be fine there. And now, grab a spatula. I want to take my red wine onion garlic puree and throw it in here to start sauteing with the ground beef. Maybe that's what that looks like, and you can see the little chunks that diced it up nice and fine so they're not big tomato chunks. So we'll just pour my wine puree in here. Oh, that alone just made it amazing. I can already smell that. There's something about the smell of cooking wine with food that I just cannot resist. I'm going to add some sea salt here. And because it's going into a big pot of everything else, I'm going to add a little good amount. Add a little bit of thyme. One way, if you want to check, see how much you're portioning it, you can do it in your hand. And you can see. And it'll keep you, that's the way of portioning it. Plus it'll keep the steam from getting up in there and clogging it up on you. A little trick I learned. See. More so, salt is worse. Maybe not, but let's see. I'm going to do that 2 more times. Add in a little bit. That just smells delicious already. Some rosemary. A little rosemary. Now let that simmer in and cook for a little bit, and then we're going to get ready to pour it all into a big old pot. Okay, now that this is ready, we're pouring it into a bigger pot so I can start simmering the next phase. My ground beef, 2 1/4 pounds of ground beef with my red wine, onion, garlic puree. Now, I'm going to pour 32 fluid ounces of the vegetable stock in here. All natural, no funky ingredients. Make sure you shake it up good before you pop the top or use it and get all that stuff because it likes to separate in all them different layers. Okay. I am also adding 32 fluid ounces of some original beef stock, no added MSG, no other ingredients and stuff, just the basic simple stock. And that. See if I can do this one without making such a mess. Okay, that gives us about a half a pot, a little under half a pot of soup stock and beef. My next step, I've had these sliced potatoes in water, keeping them fresh, so I'm going to add these in there. I was going to make some scalloped potatoes, but it'll work fine for soup. Drain that, get all the starch out of there, because it likes to build up starch on the bottom. pot. Next I'm going to add some Matchstick Carrots. Some sugar snap peas. I was going to add 2 bags of sugar snap peas, but I got 1 bag of sugar snaps and someone stuck some green beans next to those. Because I wanted to use about over a pound at least of sugar snaps. Okay, now that I got done washing the cabbage, I cut it in half and I cored it. I took the core out. And since it's a soup, I don't want long strips. I'm going to just go ahead and actually, I'm going to cut this in thirds lengthwise, so when you use your spoon it won't have long stringy cabbage. And we're going to cut it about like so. So you have about nice sized little squares. Go right into the pot. You know what's funny? Whenever I make anything, it don't all fit in the pot. My pot is full, but we're going to make this fit because it will reduce and cook down. So you can see what's in the pot. Next I want to get a big slotted spoon so I can work this down into the pot and have it start condensing. Okay, as you can see it's getting fuller with juice and liquids and everything. And I'm going to just let this simmer for an hour. Okay, I think I worked that down enough to get the next half a cabbage in there. Seems like I always make a full pot of whatever I make. Alright, all I'm going to do is put the lid on and let it simmer. Then it'll reduce and we'll be back to take a look at it. Okay, well it's been about 10-15 minutes. I've got done cleaning up and getting cleaned up to this point. And looks like it's reducing very nice. And it looks like I can now fold the rest of this in. It's coming along nicely. Another 10-15 minutes, I should be able to stir this really nice. I wish I had a polenta stick. That would work good. Okay, this is starting to boil. So I'm going to put it on simmer. And we're going to let it simmer for about an hour and it'll be ready. I guess it's time for a taste test with the juice. Still has a little bland taste to it. I'm going to give it some more pepper here in a little bit, but I want it to simmer and all its juices incorporate better before I make that decision. Okay, I've been cooking this soup for a long time now. Let's see how it looks. It looks pretty good. Nice and juicy. Oh. Let me taste that potato, see if the potato's ready. Not quite. Needs a little more salt. And a splash more pepper. Much better flavor. However, the potatoes say about another 10-15 minutes. I think I want some sweet cornbread with this.